Hi, this is Mahesh Manjrekar and you're watching Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Well, it's a huge honor to have a national award-winning director and a fantastic actor as well with us, Mahesh Manjrekar Saab. It's a huge pleasure to have you on Bollywood Hungama first of all.
My pleasure.
And as I was telling you, we'd love to talk about your next film, Dhyani Mani. But as I was telling you that when I saw Natsamrat, it is one of the finest films maybe I've seen in a long time. Actually, it has that lingering feeling to it that I think that you wait for in cinema. That picture खत्म होने के बाद भी उसका जो एक कहीं ना कहीं it just keeps on talking to you for a long time. And that happened with me as far as Natsamrat is concerned. As you were telling me that you researched it for a long time and it was intensely researched film that's why maybe it shows
It was a tragedy of an actor.
Sure.
और स्टेज एक्टर क्या होता है कि फिल्म में तो फिल्म और थिएटर वो डिफरेंट है. डन पे थिएटर इज नॉट अ पेइंग बिजनेस.
जी.
अभी समवेयर थिएटर में इन इंडिया देयर इन ओपेराज दे आर पेड ह्यूज, बट वो एक जुनून रहता है स्टेज करने का. सो अगेन इट वाज अ ट्रेजेडी ऑफ अ थिएटर एक्टर. और जाहिर है उसके लिए थोड़ा सा रिसर्च की ज़रूरत थी. बट बेसिकली जो हमारे पास मैटर था, जो नाटक लिखा था विवाह शिरवाडकर ने
जी,
वो भी अच्छा रिसर्च था. सो इट जस्ट हेल्प्ड अस द कॉज. बट एक्चुअली व्हेन इट वाज ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू फिल्म आई नीडेड टू हैव अ फ्यू मोर कैरेक्टर्स. तो वो बन जाते कभी कभी. दैट होल द कॉम्बिनेशन वर्क्स एंड आई थिंक वी गॉट सम फाइन एक्टर्स. Nana Patekar, definitely he played the title role, but I think Vikram Gokhale complemented
he was
his
outstanding.
role.
He was outstanding.
And then we had two actors who were on par, and one was always cursing the other ki tera lag chala, tera time chala, isliye you became a Natsamrat.
Correct.
So that whole combination, and I needed an actor who was, if not better, at least on par with Nana, and I think Vikram.
Outstanding. The entire sense of humor was outstanding, and then the pathos which comes in the later part of it was outstanding. So as I was telling you that somewhere when you have like a regional cinema, for example, you expect maybe regional tonality and nuances. But what I found fascinating in Natsamrat was that the fact that you incorporated world literature in a wonderful manner, and not merely Shakespeare, because mostly people tend to they have this Shakespearean fixation as well, but there were a lot of other in fact English renowned classical writers as well that Nana tends to just refer to in a very matter of fact manner.
Yeah, right.
In a very
intelligent named Desire to all those plays were
absolutely
mentioned, yeah.
Which I found very, very fascinating, because it gives you a very intelligent flavor. It gives a very intelligent flavor to regional cinema of India, especially Marathi, which has been doing some phenomenal work right now. जैसे आपने कहा कि that उसमें बहुत ही intensely आपने उसको research किया था, but how important was it for you to just make it effortless? Because वो उसमें कहीं भी सर, जैसे मैं आपसे पहले जिक्र कर रहा था, कहीं भी कोई एक गिमिक नज़र नहीं आता है, कोई एक इफेक्ट के लिए चीज़ नहीं कही जा रही है. इट इज़ समथिंग विच इज़ फ्लोइंग वेरी नेचुरली फ्रॉम अ वेरी इंटेलिजेंट मैन.
क्या था वो बेसिकली एक्टर स्टेज का होने से
जी,
वो थोड़ा एक था ना कि वो लार्जर देन लाइफ.
जी,
दैट होल सेटअप बिकम्स अ लिटिल मोर लार्जर देन लाइफ. थोड़ा सा लाउड हो जाता है
जी.
सो टू subdue that, we had everything else. If you see where he starts enacting, he goes overboard, because theatre stage में थोड़ा सा overboard तभी. And I'm talking about an actor who was there in the 60s and 70s.
Correct.
So I needed that. But then others सब subtle होना बहुत ज़रूरी था for that contrast to work. Otherwise everything would have looked staged and dramatic. तो वो writing में रखा गया था वो कि ना it should look like you're looking into a next door apartment and looking at their story. It could have been anybody. It could have been an actor, it could have been a postman, it could have been a doctor. It was a story about a man who I never wanted to paint him as a saint. He had to be there with all his faults.
Definitely.
It was a man who forgot that line between stage and real life.
Correct.
Who didn't retire from stage, he just bought the stage home. There also he felt all those people, like we are actors. So somewhere we tend to, dramatize things in our normal lives also. And we treat sometimes people close to us as characters.
Right.
And they are not prepared for it. For them it is your father, their fathers or mothers. For them it is no actor there working. So sometimes those things go wrong there, when you carry your work home, or you can't differentiate between real life and your professional life. Things do then. Like a doctor, I think, or a lawyer is not going to argue cases at home. But an actor does. Actor does try to dramatize things in real life. So it was a tightrope walk, but then we needed to, And those are the people who are always sane. For them, they're not adoring this man. For them, he's a father who comes up every day. So those contrasts worked very well. So somewhere it looked very, very natural. And then stage ka to take Marathi stage has a very rich history of stage. This film which I've done now, Dhyani Mani.
Dhyani Mani.
I remember I started doing theatre since actually amateur theatre since 1975. So it's been nearly more than 40 years. So stage was always my first love. And then I started producing plays, and then I got a lot of awards, but then no rewards, because I tended to do plays which are little off the beaten track. And then this film, Dhyani Mani, which I did as a play in 1993, that was the last attempt. Like I still remember telling my wife, if this play doesn't work, I will forget about this industry, theatre, films, everything. And then I'll continue a normal life, I'll find a job somewhere. So Dhyani Mani for me was a absolutely very, very important milestone in my life. And I knew if this doesn't work, I had definitely decided to take up a job somewhere and take care of the family. And I remember when I opened this play, again it was a little different. It was not the typical goody-goody play and family dramas or comedies or tragedy. It was off the beaten track. And when I opened the play, it was a disaster. So the first 6 shows were a disaster. And I remember I came one day early morning at a show in Pune. I came home at about 4 o'clock. I woke my wife up and I said, let us pack our bags. We had decided to go to a place called Umargaon to set up a small business. And so I said, we definitely need to do that because this play is not working. And from the 6th show onwards, 6th was okay. The gate was okay. And from the 7th till the 100th, all the shows are full. So that whole play was accepted so brilliantly. Somewhere that thought was there. This is 1993. This is about 23 years back.
Right.
And that stayed, that this can be made into a film. And today after...
You wrote it yourself?
No. There is a very fine writer called Prashant Dalvi who was it in the play.
Right.
There is an exceptional director, Chandrakant Kulkarni, who had directed the play and the film. And I was a producer. And I played a small role in it. And then now when we decided to do the film, and Shivaji Satam plays Inspector Pradyuman, ACP Pradyuman.
Correct.
He played that role in the play in 93. So now we needed someone fresh, and Chandu suggested, why don't you do it? And I said, it was a role which I had always adored, and Shivaji had done a brilliant job. The only thing was the shoes were too big to fill. Shivaji had done a brilliant job in the play. But then Chandu had a little bit of confidence. I said, Ashwini Bhave was called in. She now stays in the US.
She's making a comeback of sorts.
Yeah. And it's a brilliant film.
Ji.
I don't know, like we have started a campaign where we say, don't see the film.
Yes.
We are asking the people not to see the film.
Right.
Because I don't want the wrong audience into the theatre. The people are wondering, why are you saying that? I said, that will come slowly. But I need to catch the people's attention. So when I say don't see, people are definitely going to sit up and say, why is this film telling us not to come in? Because we want the right audience into the theatre. I think cinema, the audience which goes to cinema is changing. There is a scope for intelligent cinema where they'll make you think a little, where you just don't go to have 2 hours of fun frolic and then come out having a popcorn. I need people to the world cinema is changing. They say that cinema reflects life, but I think tomorrow cinema should give to the society also. And this film talks about a very, very important issue. It is what do I call it? What genre do I put it? I can't call it a thriller. It is a film which explores man-woman relationship. It explores how the society looks at people not with deformities maybe, but who have some problems in life. Does the society accept them very open-heartedly? And it's at the end of the day, it's about two people discovering that life is beyond taking care of children.
Definitely.
So it is a brilliant film, and I think after Natsamrat, this is one film which really will make Marathi people proud.
Great.